Congratulations, you found one of the best educational wreckable videos on the internet. Let's get right into it. This is Colosseo, one of the best if not the best wreckable map in the game for multiple reasons. Number 1, a lot of open space. Open spaces allow free movement around the map and present flanking opportunities. Number 2, quick and easy access to all high grounds, which allows more map control. Number 3, a variety of wall designs that allow you to scout safely and perform unexpected engages. Number 4, plenty of spinning spots for multi-booping or stalling, including the objective itself. Number 5, open coast side that enables you to cross half the map in one cooldown. And number 6, risky, stupid, unnecessary, but a lot of very useful super jump spots, wall jump spots, and this. Whatever you guys wanna call it. Now let me guys show you how to abuse everything that this map can give you. How the spawn rollout is always the same, just drop from the window and roll straight to this area. From here on, you're playing Assassin's Creed. You have to be very sneaky about your actions. And number 1 rule, do not engage in any fight in the first 15 seconds of the game. None of your teammates are able to participate in the fight that you take, so it's going to be a 1v5. Worst case scenario, you die. If you manage to survive, you will have to spend a lot of time collecting health packs while the enemy team pushes their advantage because wreckable is out of fight. You have to wait 15 seconds so that everyone on your team, including low mobility characters, can reach main within this time frame. And not only your team, but the enemy players as well. Once both teams make contact, you can abuse the fact that they are distracted to pull off some nasty engages. But then you will ask me, if I am not allowed to do anything, then what am I supposed to do? Well, you are supposed to scout. The best way to do that is by grappling to one of these walls and abusing the third-person camera. There, you can choose. Either you take the high ground and continue scouting from there, make sure you are far enough from the ledges so enemies can see you, or you can drop on the low ground and use these wall structures to hide. This spot even allows you to look deep into the center of the map. What do we scout for? Scouting is the most important part of Wreckable's gameplay and is essentially determining the end goal. It all starts with scouting the enemy team composition. For example, the sonic arrow indicates there's Hanzo on the enemy team. The footsteps are tracers. There she is. The leaping animal is Winston, Anna is walking towards me, and the last player is Mercy. Pretty much this very second my end goal is determined. I have only one mission against this team comp, and let me explain. If I take a fight with Anna, chances aren't that great. Sleep Dart is easy to land on ball, and even if she misses, Mercy Pocket is going to be very annoying. Taking a fight with Tracer would be unfavorable because she would be doing God's work by taking out an entire tank out of the game all by herself. Chasing Winston doesn't make any sense because I don't have enough damage to kill him fast and he has enough mobility to leap away to his team. Hanzo is not a bad target, he doesn't have a lot of mobility, so I should be able to finish him off quickly, but yet again, the Mercy Pocket is really annoying. Obviously, Mercy is a good target here. To be specific, she's the best target here. Not only because she can't fight back, but also because the pressure of Wrecking Ball makes more than half the enemy team stop doing whatever they're doing. I mean, think about it. If Wrecking Ball wasn't there, Winston and Tracer would be annihilating the backline together while receiving long-range fire support from Anna and damage-boosted Hanzo, who remain uncontested. But if Wrecking Ball is there and chasing Mercy, Hanzo will stop shooting logs from 20 kilometers away because someone has to brush off Wrecking Ball. While in the meantime, Winston is dying alone to 4 people because his Anna would also be out of fight because someone has to heal Mercy. Let's continue. I decided to focus Mercy, and this is where things get a little tricky. As you can see, she is aware that I am here, which means investing a pile driver onto her will result in a miss. So I have to go for Hanzo instead. Winston is back, so I'm gonna go back to my team to get healed. If your teammate is asleep, and if you can't do that, you should body block them and tank for them with your ball form. Just like this. That's what I wanted to do here, but Ash was already woken up. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, subscribe, and join my official Discord community where you can also find information on coaching sessions and VOD reviews. Follow me on Twitch, and if you want to contribute more to the growth of the channel, consider joining my YouTube membership, which gives you early access to new videos, shoutouts during credits, recordings of coaching VODs, behind the scene footage, and a lot more. If you're an enjoyer of my art, check out my second channel Redescent PNG, where you can find my art related content. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the video. Now I have to explain something relatively important. Grapple can be attached to ceilings and walls. You cannot grapple to the floor. However, there are these small little ledges that the game registers as walls if you attach to them from the side. And the thing with Colosseo, these ledges follow the entire path of the robot, which means you can abuse them to stall the objective for a very long time. Here are some examples. Now, back to the game. Though I did not intend to grapple the ledge here. I wanted to attach to the robot to go around him, but he moved, so I accidentally grappled the ledge. When things don't go as planned with your grapple, don't let go of it. You can still fireball into another direction. The wall jump off of Anna happened unintentionally, but you can do it intentionally. And if you want to learn how, check out my complete Wrecking Ball guide where I explain the most common Wrecking Ball tags. One of the most useful things to know as a Wrecking Ball main, and I think even in general, is how to reach safety with the shortest routings possible. The longer it takes you to take cover, the longer you are exposed to damage, so be mindful of your movement. If instead of taking a short turn behind the corner, I went for a long rotation out in the open space, I would have taken way more damage than I should have, or probably even died. With this minefield, I wanted to boop Anna into this area to trap her into mines with pile drive, but I was too late because I booped her into the sign. There is still a way for me to make this minefield useful if instead of pushing Anna away from it, I make her back up to it. Here, honestly, it just took me way too long to realize that this tracer was absolutely killable. All I had to do was roll into her earlier. I was kind of distracted thinking I haven't pushed to the checkpoint yet. On push maps, it's important to have as many stalls as possible. Colosseo is very generous with it because the structure of covers and health packs close to the objective make disengaging very easy. Therefore, spin to win is actually a viable strategy on push maps, just to win a few extra seconds. But you have to be careful with stuns and get out fast before you get affected. Everyone knows that Wrecking Ball can pile drive back on the ledge to slam people on the high ground. But did you know that Ball can pile drive back on the ledge to slam people on the low ground? It is very useful if the enemy team has a lot of crowd control and you want to save your positioning but still knock them up and deal damage. All you gotta do is slide off at an angle and land it directly onto the edge of the ledge. One of the most important skills that every Wrecking Ball main should have is understanding the locations of every health pack on every map. This knowledge will set up a trajectory for all your disengages. And also coast rollouts are very goated and I highly recommend you to implement them in your regular rollouts. Starting a fight on high ground is generally a very nice idea because the top view allows you to have a better understanding of what's happening on the battlefield and act according to the information you have gathered. Some might say that my engage was way too risky considering the amount of HP I had, but the advantage I have just created by getting 2 kills and the available shields allow me to go for this kind of play. When there is no active threat, not enough damage, or you are going in from an unexpected angle, try not to use your shields because most likely you can survive without them and save them for your next engage. Booping into shooting combo is probably one of the most basic yet essential and useful techs for Wrecking Ball. When you boop an enemy off high ground, you send them flying down while they are locked in the falling animation and cannot strafe around in the air without extra abilities. Which means from your POV, they are moving in a straight line and you can easily hit headshots. Although this Minefield didn't kill anyone directly, it separates the enemy team, which lets me take an isolated 1v1 with Cass. A lot of Wrecking Ball players underestimate the importance of using cover. Playing one of the most mobile characters in the game doesn't mean that you shouldn't use walls. I want you to pay attention to how I approach fights, because every time I make a contact with an enemy, I try to minimize my exposure to the rest of the enemy team. By using cover, obviously. These roofs are incredibly useful for early scouting and juicy power drives, but there's one but. It is quite a risky play. Your shields will help you survive, but if you use grapple before the enemy team uses stuns, you will die no matter how many shields you have. That is why you have to be patient and grapple out after you see crowd control being used. When you get out of a fight, you don't have to go and get healed. Sometimes it is just a waste of time. Don't forget that unlike most characters who start regenerating 5 seconds after not taking damage, Wrecking Ball starts self-healing after only 3 seconds of not taking damage because of these blue shields. Like here, I wasn't taking any damage, so I became full HP in a few seconds on my own without anyone healing me or taking a health pack. This is very important because abusing self-heal directly improves your uptime in the fight. Spoiler alert, this is the only death I've got in this match. And it happened because I panicked. There are 2 things I could have done differently to survive instead of bumping myself into a wall-to-wall jump and trying to win a duel against Tracer. Number 1, I could have redirected my momentum off of this wall and keep on bouncing away to the next mega. And number 2, I could have attached my grapple here to remain in fireball for even longer time. Here I messed up my engage. I actually wanted to pile drive Cass, but I was too late on that. But he's still isolated from his backline, so I should be able to kill him. When playing against Juno, you shouldn't use your grapple or pile driver before she uses flight, because otherwise she will just glide away and you will be really pissed because she's behind 10 walls already. Instead, just use your guns. Stealing a robot every now and then is a good thing to do because it halts the enemy team's progress. Just make sure that you don't die for it. I highly do not recommend you to use shields like I did here just to gain some extra health, but since we were resetting, it was kinda okay here. The reason why I keep my camera locked is because I am watching what Cass is doing and where he's looking at, since he's the only character that can stop my spin. If I just kept on spinning without paying attention to him, then he would have hindered me and then God knows what would have happened to me. That's why I have my eyes locked on him, and the moment I see him turn around at me, I am out. A very common mistake I see with a lot of low-rank ball players is shooting at melee range. When you take the entire duel at melee range, you make it easier for the enemies to land their shots because your hitbox literally takes up their entire screen, and you make it harder for yourself to land your shots because the closer the object is to your screen, the faster it moves. So what you actually should do is keep the distance between you and the target, create it if you don't have it, and shorten it only if and when you're about to run out of bullets to finish off with melee. A lot of people on my streams say my tracking is really good, and YouTube viewers keep on asking for an aiming tutorial. But no, my tracking is actually a mess. But there is a secret sauce though. I don't really aim with my mouse, I aim with my movement keys by strafing left and right. I lock my crosshair onto an enemy and then I just mirror their movement. If they go left, I go right. If they go right, I strafe to the left. If they jump, I jump. That is also another reason why you should keep the mid-range, because you can clearly assess which direction the enemy is going to go. If you fight at melee range, then you also have to do extra work with your mouse by turning it around 360 degrees. And by the way, a lot of people keep on asking me about my crosshair. If you want the settings, go over to my Discord with the link in the description, go to English chat, and there in the pinned messages you will find my crosshair alongside with this from Matra Crosshair. This pillar is a really good place to stall with, but make sure that you stall only when the fight is already over. When the fight is up, fight. This is exactly what I meant when I was talking about the importance of using cover. Although this play is very risky, I can easily secure this kill on Lucio by using this blue thing as my cover against Cassidy. Here I wanted to roll around the robot for a bit, but I heard Cassidy's footsteps, so I decided not to. Now it is time for the last fight. We have over 80 meters of advantage, we have plenty of time to work with. All I gotta do is not die and wait for my team since my Ashe just died. Don't forget that this UI element is a great scouting tool. Although I went in blind, thankfully to the UI, I knew I would pile drive at least 3 people on the objective. This is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I will appreciate a comment even more, and maybe a YouTube membership subscription if you want. If not, I don't judge. Anyways, check out my links in the description down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.